So I had to deal with the influx of mobs of cyber stalkers. I'm talking videos. These people are, they have a job the rest of my life in their life. And there's only so much better that I like to deal with per day. So I like to deal with them on comments. So this is the in-between streams, okay? I might go live again on my laptop. So this is the mobile stream on my phone, go live on my phone. In between streams. I just finished a laptop stream. Around 3 hour stream, talk about spears and knives. Okay, so imagine if I had a job swap for work. Mike, today's work from 3 hour work session, and here's the job description. Talk about spears and knives. 3 hours go. Okay, a few people will get the job done. Just fill that space with talking. So now, if it is something you're interested in, it's like if the same thing that would be hard to do for somebody as a job, it's going to be hard not to do. So, I saw a comment on Chelsona's video, and I'm starting to like stalk up the founder Chelsona beef because don't be surprised if there be more call-outs and things like this. I compete, okay. Okay. I figured out a solo sport I'm competing in, and it's basically the UFC. Sans the actual fighting. Okay, see, so it's everything. So I'm competing with these guys. I've been competing with Sugar Sean O'Malley. So basically, it's a solo sport. I'm competing in public workouts. See, I'm doing the public workouts part of the sport. I'm doing the call-outs, the live like trash talking press conference, trash talking the other UFC fighter. Now, I'm not a UFC fighter. I'm competing in a solo sport of everything involved in fighting except the actual fight, okay, of the UFC. So, for example, how this works, I got into sort of compete with Sean Strickland, and I started competing with him, bested him at the public workout where he does a video boasting about his hand speed, supposed hand speed, and he's got a coach to hold mitts, okay, and he said, look at this hand speed, call this ridiculous hand speed. And it's like, okay, I make a video. So basically, I'm doing the everything but the UFC fights, okay? I'm doing the public workouts, I'm doing the dieting, the training camp, I'm doing the press conference call-outs, the trash talk, I'm doing the hype, okay? I'm doing the public workouts, I'm doing the training camp, I'm doing the like leaked training clips that okay I'm doing everything. So I'm competing the UFC as a solo sport, everything that UFC being a UFC fighter entails sans the actual fighting, okay? So it's a solo sport and I do everything. I do the training camp, I do the technique drilling, I do the dieting, I do the strength conditioning, I do the public workouts, I do the press conference call-outs, which like this guy thinks Sean Strickland, he's Sugar Sean O'Malley, he's faster than me. I'm faster than him, understand? He might think he's gonna be the guy who's gonna win the fight. I'm the guy, buddy, okay, psych, touche. I'm the guy who's gonna win the fight. If there was a fight, I would be the one who win it against you, buddy, okay, the type of stuff. So I just basically I got my own sport here. I figured out how to compete in the UFC as a solo sport where I'm being invited. See, I didn't wait for permission. Mike invited me, then White calls me on the phone. We need to compete in the UFC. I invited myself to that party. I'm competing in the UFC as a sport. Everything but the actual fight. Okay, see. So it's just, do you understand? It's like you could go look at Sugar Sean O'Malley. You search training. Sugar Sean O'Malley call out. Sugar Sean O'Malley press conference trash talk, what it is. All of these things I'm doing on my YouTube channel. And you can rate and compare contrast who's doing better. You get Sugar Sean O'Malley in it with a microphone in his hand. Attacking another guy. And trash talking him. And you compared it to what I've been doing. I didn't even get into it. I've been warming up. So yeah, I've been doing the UFC solo sport. Okay. As a solo sport, I've been doing the UFC. And that's been working out for me. I didn't hear a peep from Sugar Sean O'Malley since I responded to his hand speed challenge. Now he was trying to trick me to some kind of wrestling move where it's like only the moves that he's the best at. He's niched himself into like a move. Do you understand? That's the sense that I got, but like he was setting a trap, okay? It was like, oh yeah, here's a call out that I'm trying to make it as hard as possible for somebody like Mike. He's like a phenom to be the best with this. It was like, yeah, for the hand speech now, okay? I got a ridiculous hand speech first of all, okay? And these guys know like this, like they're in danger of me hearing the call, going out there and like showing, like make them look better. Boom, okay, look this 6-punch combo, okay, okay. You got speed in your punch combos. I don't think so, sugar. So sugar sweet, okay. So it's I heard it since before. So okay, whatever. This bad things it can be out though. Give me okay. Sugar watermelon. Basically, he made a call out. Short out my feet, okay. I'm minding my business. I'm in training camp. Okay. Sugar watermelon up. Ridiculous hand speed. Some kind of MMA channel. And he's all packed out there. So I got 2 chain links on the fence and like a rusty nail if I'm walking with here. And like a 1 roll of medical tape for my knuckles and wrists. And these guys got like a cup man that walks around like a male butler, with like a powdered wig, falls them around with like a silver thing with a flat on it. And like so it's time for your hand wrapping session for this. And it's type of stuff that they're working with. UFC performance center this, testosterone syringe this, that, whatever they got going on, okay? There's things that I don't. So I'm working all here, all natural, okay? All natural. I've had people more or less accused of being on performance-enhancing drugs before. So to answer, put an end to rumors, I'm not on performance-enhancing drugs. I'm on performance-enhancing supplements now, like you wouldn't believe. Any supplement I believe could enhance my performance, I'm taking it, and that I can afford. Okay, any supplement I believe could do something to enhance my performance somewhat, that I can afford, I'm taking it. Okay, like you wouldn't believe. I'm taking vitamin C, I'm taking creatine. I took glutamine quite a lot before I ran out. Okay, I was taking it. B complex, ALA, NAC, the list of the supplements. I'm going to do the whole list. It's going to be like a score, like the elder score, something like this. It's some kind of score. So it's like I'm taking NAC. People ask me about what supplements I'm taking. NAC, ALA, I'm taking vitamin C, I'm taking liposomal vitamin C. I'm taking any vitamin C that's not pointless to take in any form, okay? Which basically would be regular and liposomal as far as I'm concerned. But on the topic of that, what type of vitamin C do I take? 2 forms, liposomal vitamin C and ascorbic acid. Now, some people that are, it's like casual supplement takers, ascorbic acid, they like freak out at the word. They get like triggered into it. Sounds like a dangerous and bad thing to take. If you say acid, just appears. It sounds, if they take ascorbic acid, okay, like if I would just make vitamin C water and use the science names for everything. Here's some H2O, glass of H2O, and add a teaspoon. I make vitamin C concentrate for a few days here. Add a heaping teaspoon of ascorbic acid. People don't know that, oh yeah, ascorbic acid is vitamin C. That's the science of vitamin C. But this sounds like dangerous and crazy what this guy is doing. He's taking acids. Yeah, ascorbic acid, aka vitamin C. Just like water, aka H2O. Or another name for something that sounds more normal that you might find in the cabinet somewhere. Some people have hydroperoxide at home. Okay. H2O2. Okay. So, anyway, that's like a little bit having fun that I support. Sugar Sean Man made a video. It showed up both by his hand speed on some MMA clip channel or something like this. So some big MMA channel. It's like ridiculous hand speed, Sugar Sean O'Malley. And it's like the bat signal. That's the bat signal. The platinum tree is back on your hose. So crack the bottle, let your body water all the night like a star with modern use hit the lotto. You know the rhythm. So it is a dancer, if you didn't know. Rhythm. So let me introduce you to my friend called Rhythm. Say hello to my little friend called Rhythm. He's a dancer. Do 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 do. Okay, whatever. Here's the point. I didn't feel like it took that. Like if you saw me, I was watching this video. I'll come back in around to it, make it more, make it better. So here's the point. I saw a video sharp in my feet. I'm out of my business. I'm in training camp, and Sugar Sean Mash was up. Oh, you ridiculous hand speed and shit like this. Now, basically, how felt like he was doing this. It's like, if I invite him to challenge, it would be like grip change drills of knife dual grip changer with knives to prove your hand speed or something like this. Do you understand? Where it's like things that make it hard for somebody with more hand speed than him, specifically me, to be able to easily beat him. Because it's like he's in the gym, one. He's got a mitt holder, two. Okay. See, already we're getting into like the impossible territories. Was I not worth the hassle? But yeah, so here's the deal. You're gonna have to get a mitt holder. Close the distance to 1, 2, 3, whatever his numbers you got. Try to do number on me. So I got a 6-punch machine gun combo. If that doesn't take, I don't know what will. Shot. I've been taking a look at his physique. I'm not even. He's the type of guy I'd never accuse him of not being a natty. Put it like that. Sugar Sean O'Malley. There's a reason you haven't heard me even like play out with idea, is this guy a natty or not? He might be one of these freak chickens in the UFC that is at all natural. Like he never had a drop of testosterone in his bloodstream since birth. Synthetic, natural, no way, no form. Okay, I could feel him wanting to choke me out right now if he was watching this. Now, it's like if I was forced, I was thrown into a cage with Sugar Sean Man in there, and I had to fight him. I wouldn't be interested in making a wrestling match, like dry humping or something like this. Whatever these guys get into in the gym and all and sweating. I get it, guys. Okay, get into striking, some good old fashioned Muay Thai if you want to try something. What is this thing we got to dress up and get all dolled up in some kind of special dress? Call it gi with this or that, whatever, some kind of fancy dress. But okay, and then you go to meet other guys in some club, we all sweaty and touching each other all the time, and then you wear special. Okay, there's something. Okay, it's like it's good. Okay, I'm not into that type of stuff. Okay, if you are, it's like if you believe it's gonna make you better at fighting, just stand and bang. Okay, so if they could put a little circle in the middle of the octagon, traditional mouse there, you have to keep one foot. You have to keep it standing and have the left foot inside this little circle in the middle of it like a dartboard. We had a bullseye. And the rules are like reverse sumo. If you push a guy out of the circle, you win. Reverse sumo. Like your feet has to be inside the center circle, the left foot. So you have like a classical stance, and you just stand and bang. If we could make some augmented rule, that I feel like that's something I might take the challenge. It was 20 med. It's an augmented rules UFC match in the UFC. It's gonna be so many hoops to jump through that to get the route to fight with the contract on that. But basically, I can see that would be interesting, make it interesting. But like you have the UFC octagon, you have concentric circles, you have the inner circle, and the rules are we both have to have a left foot remain inside the circle planted at all times. And so you can circle, but some part of your foot, and they have like a foot cam, the judges. So some part of your foot has to be touching the ground of the circle at all times. You can circle things like this, level change everything, lean in and out, but you can't like have it touch area, foul, and then go back to your corner, and then back to the circle again and start over. Become frustrating. So yeah, basically that's the point. Sugar Sean O'Malley, he made some kind of hand speed. Yeah, you wait and see. Keep an eye on my channel. If you saw this guy's video, like, oh, I like this hand speed as a concept. It's like, okay, you've been watching the wrong channel. You've been searching the wrong name. If you've been searching boxing hand speed or something, whatever you've been searching, if you've been searching hand speed, maybe on the right path. Now, if you haven't been watching my videos, I feel like you might have been wasting your time, okay? So, I'm a solo martial artist. I'm doing everything solo here. So, I like that. Maximizing the solo. Maximizing the solo. Training. BJ Penn has been in the news recently. Let's talk about him. We want to talk about him before my streams. BJ Penn, I've been checking out his Instagram. He's been posting some strange stuff there, okay? And we could leave it there for now. I saw he followed Stalked by the Feds Lisa. So, okay. We'll see how this progresses. Gang stalking is real. My take on Stalked by the Feds Lisa. If you want to know the truth about gang stalking, you should be listening to me, not Stalked by the Feds Lisa. She's basically giving you the water down. So when she talks about gang stalking, I'm a real TI being taught with real intense gang stalking. And when I listen to her describe gang stalking, It's pretty much like strangers acting weird in public is what he told him was around it. If you thought video. See, so it's kind of like downplaying the seriousness is what you get from her. So yeah, they're go inside my home to mess with me mentally. It's just to bring up the action thing that happens to real TIs. I call that covert entry. The program will do that to tornadoes. They will get inside your home, achieve covert entry to your premises, meaning they will sneak inside the home your way. Not leave obvious signs of breaking and entering. To do what? Not to mess with you mentally. They're doing that to put drugs or poisons in your food in the fridge, or distribute chemical irritants in your environment, or disperse contact poisons in your environment. A contact poison is something if you touch it, you soak up the poison, in simple terms. Which means, I'm a smoker, I smoke cigarettes, okay? I don't hide that fact. I let people know. I smoke cigarettes. Now, it's not the only way you can get nicotine in your body. It's by smoking cigarettes. I don't promote smoking or using drugs, nicotine, in this video, okay? It's a disclaimer. But I'll talk about my personal experience as a smoker, and I recommend people don't start smoking. But I have nicotine patches. So that one way I can get nicotine into my body, I go to the corner store, buy a can that has sort of pouches I put on my lip, it puts nicotine in my body. See? Another way is to smoke a cigarette. So there's different delivery methods of the same thing, nicotine. So there's even, I've seen in the pharmacy, they have some kind of a smoking aid where you can buy nicotine patches, which is like simply explained as a band-aid you put on the skin and you get nicotine absorbed through your skin. That's called transdermal absorption, which means you put this on your skin, you soak it up through your skin, enters into your bloodstream and affects you. So I just mentioned one substance or agent, nicotine, and 3 ways you can get inside your body and affect you. Smoking inhalation, oral, what's it called? Mucous membrane absorption, whatever the technical term will be. You put a nicotine pouch on your lip, you soak it up through your, like not the skin of your teeth, but the inside skin of your mouth, okay? Like the gums, whatever. And then there's nicotine patches, okay? So basically, I just explained to you transdermal absorption. So it's not that the program has to break inside your home, and the only thing they can do to get a poison or drug into the body is to open that. We got into Mike's home, he's away downtown shopping now. We snuck in. Now we can open his fridge and put poison or drug in his butter. So next time he has a sandwich, he'll get this in it. Okay, then we put in the butter. No, they could also put something on my computer mouse on the way, or my keyboard. So when I come home and start typing away at my laptop, or put my hand on my computer mouse, I'm starting to soak up what they put 7 minutes ago on my computer mouse through the skin of my fingers. So gang stalking is real, okay? And I was out here talking about gang stalking before this would even showed up on the scene. So I had, like I'm established as a target video. It's like my whole YouTube channel has been about this for years. So another red flag with her is how big she is. Okay, that's a red flag. If you're looking at and you have the same like intuition that she's a fake TI, like one of the things that is like a fact you can point to is that how big she is. Close to 500,000 followers on Instagram. And the lazy cut, you're just jealous, that's why I'm making this video, calm out, because you're jealous you get more followers on Instagram. What I'm saying is I'm sharing that on Instagram. So whatever I post, they're really looking great, doing great. Whatever I share on Instagram, I get like 60 viewers in 24 hours on the reel. No matter what hashtags I use to tie that thing for the video. So it's like impossible to grow on Instagram. No matter how much content we pump out on Instagram. Pictures, reels, whatever. It's like they put like a glass ceiling. Like don't allow this guy to go on Instagram. I'm not joking. So it's like how she got that big, that's suspicious. Now here's the point, toxic is toxic. I don't have to prove she's a fake TI to prove she's a problem TI. So you can be a fake TI or real TI, she's a problem TI. She's part of the problem, she's helping gang stalking. Does more harm than good to the cause, I would say. Why? Because she's doing minimization. I was looking at what her angle is. Her angle is minimization, more so than crazy talk. The common angle of fake TI, counterintelligence agent operatives active online, is the crazy talk about King Soccer described it. Scott Snitzer, Catherine Horder, Seth Daniel, Arthur Seth, and a lot of these system hit pieces. System hit pieces, such as Vice's hit piece. I call it, I found it in my mind as a hit piece, okay? That I call the Vice's documentary upon this. It sounds serious, like it's like, okay. No, it is propaganda and hit piece. Vice News, so-called documentary on Tony videos, is a system hit piece designed to discredit the topic of gang stalking, where they interview people that claim to have a chip implant in the teeth and are remote controlled by satellites. And Anthony Ryan, or whatever the guy's name was, they claimed that he had like reptilians in outer space or running the gang stalking or something like this. Something to that thing, do you understand? So, the most common tactic employed, utilized by counterintelligence agent fake TIs. Here's a simple numbers game. 9 out of 10 online TIs are fakes. 9 out of 10 online fake TIs were crazy talk. So most fake TIs acting online will be engaging in one form of crazy talk or another. Then you have the fake skeptics, paid skeptics that have a job to go and say you're all crazy crackheads on anybody claiming to be a TI making video. Okay. Like fake skeptics. There's paid fake skeptics, also counterintelligence agents. There's a category, counterintelligence agents, okay? Some of the counterintelligence agents, their job is to go to my core force if I make one. Here's just the facts memo gang stalking. Harassment, food poisoning, covert entry, chemical attacks. Yeah, there's physical attacks. Here are some of the physical attacks I'll deal with, okay? And there's no satellites in my list. There's no brain chip implants or space reptiles, shape-shifting or not, okay? There's no reptiles at all, okay? So, it's like, oh, this is too down to earth and believable. Mike's doing something that counts as effective word out getting activity, getting the word about king stalking. Okay. He's actually doing something that could end up exposing it. He's working, it's like he's making some headway on exposing it. Like, okay, Q, send in the counterintelligence agents that have accounts to leave comments. Oh yeah, Mike, don't forget the V2K machines, okay? Voice to cranium, quote. V2K is what fake TS have to talk about. It's one of many talking points. It's like, yeah, part of the targeting is they will read your mouth with satellites and then beam voices into mine, something like this. So it's basically designed to make you think that we're paranoid schizophrenic. Anybody that claims to be a target is a paranoid schizophrenic type of person who's like out of their mind. And do you understand? There's people that are really mentally ill, they are conspiratorial in their ideation and vocalization. Maybe they will verbalize the ideation a lot of times in some context. And they'll be paranoid schizophrenics and they have auditory and or visual hallucinations. I saw one of these guys, he paid a dog to be like a skeptic to follow him around. He had a dog with like points like, hey, and if it was a apparition with like a hallucination, he had like a service dog that would like ignore the thing he's pointing at. And if it was the actual human standing room, the dog would be like, oh yeah, it's a real human, so how can I kill? To help him to differentiate between what's CGI and what's like real world. Is this CGI or real world dog? And the dog goes, it's like, hey, it's real world, okay. Woof woof, but it's just a human being talking to right now. So it's like they got dogs for everything now. So imagine having that job as a dog. So anyway, here's the point. Yeah, don't expect me to stop to talk about this. Somebody comes into chat. Mike, have a fantastic afternoon. Body troll, fake nice, love bombing, and see if I can do anything for you. Yeah, fake, pretend like some kind of gaslighting, mixed messages, on purpose, for psychological stabilization effect. Come in, the comment looks like you're putting some effort to look supportive, but I didn't even hit the like button on the street. So, that is their mind games. Like, this is what they do sometimes. They go throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. Like sometimes they send the cyber stalkers who don't look to get blocked the first time when they call them to be like, oh, hi Michael, great stream. Thumbs up for this in the emoji, thumbs up emoji. But, and I look up like, oh, it says 0 likes, okay, so it's like gaslighting. It's like your behavior is like, oh, I'm acting like I'm here supporting the stream. But I look at like, oh, the like button, you really click the like button. Which you do by double tapping the screen before the phone. I don't care. Nice at point. Start by the fetch the fake TI, kind of a fake TI. Now I don't have to prove she's a fake TI, I have to prove she's part of the problem. So she's basically her angle, the most common angle of a fake TI is to discredit talk with crazy talk. Mixing talk about reptilians, flat earth, brain chips, B2K machines, R&M, electronic warfare, like they attack you with some kind of science, fancy, exotic technology unheard of by science, something like this. And that is fantastical leap to the imagination. When Scott Snitzer was still active on YouTube, he'd be making these like, yeah, the leading your mind. He'd be making a game talking, and crazy talk a lot about the technology control. And then in his videos he get into details about the technology. You know, well, the technology, you can read your mind and control your dreams, synthetic telepathy, definitely. Okay, some of your thoughts and feelings are like the only technology, okay? Like textbook gaslight. Meaning it's intended to destabilize and get the target. One effects can be the target doesn't trust the thoughts and feelings anymore. Like if the TI who's in survival mode, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, they're hyper-generalized, they're all kinds of messed up from what they are told now. And they show up at Scott's YouTube channel. Like, yeah, I'm a real TI, hit the PD support. Move the sheep forward. Not also TI community, fake support groups. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm here to help you. Here's how to think about the story and yeah, the technology. And you get into these videos. Eventually, you get to the video where it's like you can't trust your own thoughts and feelings with other people. Textbook gaslighting, because some of your thoughts and feelings can be the technology putting into you. It's the synthetic telepathy. They put in thoughts and feelings into the body. And some of the targeting from people around it can be the technology making them do it. Yeah. So it's like training somebody to, if they talk to psychologists after having listened to these videos and been sold by this dark end weapon salesman Scott Snitzer, be like, the psychologist were lying to be like, checks the boxes with DSM-4 of like a schizophrenic. See? See? It's like they believe that their thoughts are originating from technology in outer space or something like this. Do you understand? So you don't want it to be where you're talking video that end up that the system, weaponized psychiatrists, it can become weaponized. Okay, it's like a latent weapon, like a shielded sword. It's like if you understand, I had a stint at a psych ward, and I'm saying these type of stories because anything out of order happens. Like that's for a podcast, okay. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So I had to enjoy the crisis. I'm gonna get a good story out of it. Yeah. So, well, at least I got a good story. Okay. So I got taken by SWAT team. It was my previous stream, but from the fans, yeah, you can hold your pals even against weapons, crossbreeds, okay. They said, oh, but Mike, you weren't the top of the SWAT shop. Why didn't you like just kill them all like this? If you saw my previous stream, I talked about home defense with a spear. It was like in some ways you can defend against people with guns. Now they had a SWAT team stack up in Salvador. People go, oh, well, why didn't you, if that's like real, to look cool in the video, why didn't you do that with the SWAT team? Your fighting skills, never come into play if there's no will to fight, understand? So if I would walk up to a press conference to Conor McGregor and be like, hey, let's throw hands right now. And he's like, I don't want to fight right now, okay? I don't want to fight you, get it, okay, bye, okay. See, now it doesn't even matter like how well he can throw punches if there's no will to throw punches. So, the ability to fight, the will to fight, and fights manifesting, these are different things, okay? So if there's no will to fight, this is not going to be a fight unless the other person is intent to make it a fight, even if you don't want it to be. Okay. So here's the point. I got taken to a psych ward, okay, for being a persecuted Christian in Sweden. That's what it boils down to. That's my take, okay. That's what it boils down to in my commentary. The Bible says, yeah, all the godly in Christ Jesus suffer persecution. I'm a Christian, living godlier objectively than the other people in the city. sharing the free grace, faith, and gospel. The only person in this city I know that does that. Only person I know in this city that correlated with being persecuted by the state is an evangelist Christian. A Christian evangelist who's been gospel tracked in the city, who's been making videos teaching how to become a Christian, who's been making videos about it's a sin to be gay in a state, in a nation where that's promoted. I saw a gay pride flag flying over the school. I'm not joking. That's a country I live in. I'm not joking. In a street, I was like this. I was like filming the cab driver as a window. I was like, I'm in the cab filming my face. Okay. On the way home from the supermarket. And I look at the school. And they're flying a gay pride flag above the schoolyard. I'm not joking. This is type of stuff you could fact check and like it's verified. And I can inform you. It's like hard to get away with a lie that week. It was like claimed that there was a gay pride flag flying over a school in the city. And it never happened. Without getting busted in the middle of it. Okay. So that's the country that I live in. Okay. What happened to good old blue and yellow? Oh, why did blue so? What happened to the blue and yellow with the cross on it? I like that design. I like the Swedish flag. Just symbolically, it's a cross. So if I say that Sweden is a culturally Christian nation, traditionally, it's not that hard to make the case when it's like, look at the country's flag on Wikipedia. Oh, it's a huge cross. It's the one symbol. So it's a color, it's a rectangle monocolor blue with a big yellow cross on it, okay? So the country's flag is a cross, okay? That's what the flag is, a cross. Why is a cross? It's like the main symbol of Christianity, okay? So, it's similar to, I guess, some Islamic nations that have a sickle, like the half moon or something like this. Sweden used to be allied with the Ottomans back in the day. Okay, I don't know what the diplomatic standing is like Sweden and Turkey, I guess it will be. Okay, right now, but it used to be pretty good. Where in called the 12th, the stormaktstiden it's called, where Sweden was a superpower. Okay, so it's like in Swedish history, if you study, it's like you'd be like the superpower era. Okay, where Sweden was the superpower on the world stage, to the point where, to prove my argument there, Sweden went to war with Russia. Okay, brought a standing army, sent an army to march to Russia. We're going to Russia. Okay, to fight them. So. Back when King Carl XII was the king of this country, and he was a Christian, as I am. See, the king was a Christian. You ask him, hey, what type of beliefs do you have? I'm a Christian. I said, okay. So, Sweden went to war with Russia. Okay. So, okay. Now, back then, Sweden was allied with Ottoman Empire, and he ran there when he had to. Make like a strategic withdrawal. He got wounded in battle and ended up fleeing to Ottoman Empire to recuperate. I think he got hold up over there. The Ottomans had was it Deremy Bak or something like this. They gave him the nickname like Ironhead. It's support, I guess, because he was stubborn or something like this. Okay. And there was an event called Kalabaliken in Belgium, which is Swedish special this day. Due to like I think that it was the king himself, like a detachment, like it would be like the I guess Trump Secret Service unit, like personal protection, and they like hold up in the house, and like maybe 50 of them in total, Swedish numbers. The king and like his personal protection detail, like 50 men or something like this, and they get hold up and they assault the house and they defend it and make it out loud, things like this. And he sustained some wounds, according to historical accounts, from like sword fighting, things like this. So this like the type of stuff in Sweden was like it really like invention also see that movie or something like this. So the guy also he died at 36, King Carl XII, which is the same age that I am now. So I hope it's not like some kind of a club like the 37 club or something, like 27 or something like this. Because like they're not gonna try the hardest thing. I'm joking. That's the point. So he died when he was 36. Okay. And he was wounded in battle too. This guy was a warrior king, meaning he was an archer general. I saw a video clip from, it was Nick Irving, what his name is. So American Sniper is one of these guys that shows up in like the military podcast, you don't get the same people that will have back, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I got sent to fight in Iraq, Afghanistan. And a lot of us young men lost our innocence in these wars and never be the same again. Some never came back, some for this. And it's like, if you look at some of the people in the Senate, like the politician class, they're some like the softest sissies type that you ever seen or something like this. So that he was mad, okay. Now, King Carl XII of Sweden, in that era, he was the opposite of that, meaning if he was sitting in his castle at home, like, hey, I'm a king, we're going to war with Russia. He got dressed up in armor and marched with his troops into battle and was on the same field and lived on the field, so there was bullets flying around him too. And not as like a check in the box, it was like he was seen on the scene of battle, they won, and no, he was there on the battlefield, to the point of being hit with bullets. Okay. So he was shot in his foot, I think possibly the left or right, I don't remember, on horseback. So he was on horseback. He was wounded in battle. Now this is obviously before he died, okay? It's hard to get wounded when you're dead, okay? That's the point. At one of these battles, he got hit by possibly a stray bullet, okay? They didn't have like snipers off his back and be able to like, hit the king in the foot from over there. So, he got hit in the foot at a battle. And he was kind of not dramatic about it. And some of the eyewitness accounts in historical records, they could see like blood coming over the top of his boot due to like how much he's been bleeding for how long. So the boot has filled up with blood, and it started like, coming over the top eventually. And I think it was after that he's like, I'm gonna have to lead the field of battle, and he went to the Ottomans, which Sweden was allied with back then. And anyway, here's the point. He died besieging a Norwegian castle. Okay, is how he died. He died in the siege of a Norwegian castle. That's some kind of stronghold, defensive structure fortification. And they were digging some kind of trench line as part of like the siege of the fort. And he was like boots on, he was on foot. He wasn't like one of these like armchair generals who sits at home, like maybe, I don't know if Bush was like this when they sent the guys to Iraq, Afghanistan after 9/11, after the second ground zero to megaphone, cut to when they're over there fighting, like he's sitting smoking a cigar and having like fine whiskey in like a lazy boy recliner at his ranch in Texas, talk to Bill Clinton or something like this. Okay. Or with like some painting that cost $9 million or something like this in front of like that. So, do you understand? This is more how things work now in the world, generally. Okay, I'm not claiming that actually happened at sea there, but you get it there. He was like the opposite of that, which this guy who actually fought it was in the video criticized. It was like, yeah, they sent us to die, and that happened. You heard that these guys sent us just like they're some of the softest guys ever. Okay. So, anyway, that's the point. So, you gotta respect a guy like that, and that era, where, there's something to that. First of all, you're less likely, if you are that person, say, to go into pointless wars, if you're gonna be on the battlefield of the wars that you decided to have, say. Do you understand? Just on a basic level. That if you're the king and you're a warrior king, it's like your role is like, yeah, if there's a war, I'm marching with my army and I'm on the battlefield. You're less likely to be like, hey, let's just start this war over here and start fighting for some reason. Okay, because reasons. Okay, or something like this. No, but yeah, he's possibly the greatest king in certain metrics, as far as I'm concerned. The Sweden had called the 12th. Died 36 years old, but he did a lot of living in those 36 years. So, he got wounded in the foot one, okay, and he died later in the second battle. So both these happened actually being on the battlefield of the wars. So how that worked back then is in Sweden they had a divine right of kings to rule doctrine, which they believed in, which means the monarchy, they were Christians. And they'd be like called like what I call Christian. Sometimes I introduce myself for that. If I talk to somebody, like what type of person, like, It's like Christian. Some people go like they mean they got baptized as a baby or something. They say Christian. Okay, I got confirmed in church. I got baptized as a baby and married in Swedish church. I'm a Christian. See, but it's like I'm a tok Christian, which be like a fool for Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like people like this guy's weird. Like this guy talks Bible every day. Okay, do you understand? He's like he talks about praying. He talks about the Bible every day. Do you understand? His YouTube channel is always about it. He's always talking about the Bible on his YouTube channel. Anytime we meet him, he's gonna talk about something Christian somehow. Okay, so whatever is the thing. Yeah, so he will be like a Christian. Now he could have been religious but lost. That's a different story. But he'd be like, yeah, I'm a Christian, which means the kings back then, and he specifically, most likely, and this is theoretical what a person's thinking. Most likely, he'd be like, once he's like he has the reins of government. God put me here, and they look at the Old Testament. So the roots of Sweden was the Old Testament. Look at how the Jewish system was. So that's where everything comes from. Good about Sweden, like due process, legal system, things like this. Meaning the part of it that is not super bad. Okay, it was like they'll be looking at the Old Testament and kings. How God will raise up a king. And be, oh, God was judges and kings. See, like God raised up a king, or like a judge. See, and then you have like the law system, things like this. A lot of us model after the Old Testament Jewish system. Okay, and not exactly accurate, but a lot it was. So yeah, this that's kind of like a rabbit trail going down. It's interesting. So King Carl the 12th, which I think about XII, two eyes. He died 36 years old, and in his like that was the second time he got seriously injured in battle. So he was like an armchair general or something. This is like sending messengers from Sweden. That has to fight over there. No, it's like he was like, okay, if he made a decision, meaning he was the back then now the Swedish king. Not as a disrespect now, but if they hold a vestigial symbolic function, is what they perform. Which means if there's like a museum that's going to be open in Stockholm, like the Grand Opera or something, some new building, the king is like, this is like his workload typically. Like go there and cut like a ribbon, and it's the Swedish king cutting the ribbon, and it's like, it's a major event, see. It's like makes it official, I'm gonna say. It's like mostly like kind of PR symbolic stuff. It's like opening of something, christening like a battleship in the Swedish. Like they got a new battleship, now they put it in the water, and the king hits it with a champagne bottle or something like this. This type of stuff, okay, and things like this. Now he's still a legit king, it's just he doesn't do the same things, okay. Now back then, the king was the ruler of Sweden, period, okay. So it wasn't like a Reichstag, like a house and people are voting, opposing parties and this and that. It's like everything was the king. It was like the king decides if taxes go up or down. The king decides if there's war or not. The king decides, like he was control everything. And part of that would be like, God put me here, like the divine right rules to king, which means they would be believing that if you're the king of Sweden, God made you the king of Sweden, and you are like God's representative on earth in Sweden. You see, and your job is first to God. Okay, like your job is like your responsibility is to God to run this country. Like you're answering to God how to run this country. Okay, you see, and based on that too, if they really believed like this, the kings, it'd be like, oh yeah, because it's based on the Old Testament. It's God raised up a judge or like a king. It'd be like, well, okay, since if they would believe that, like, yeah, God, I'm the guy. God put me. My job from God is to run this country. Like, and in the Old Testament, if you do a bad job running the country, God will take you out. Like the same God that makes you the king can make you die of like some weird disease. See, if you run the country wrong and God is upset with you, it's like there's a story of a king being assassinated, and the dirt came out. So some kind of big shot was assassinated. So like they will be aware of it. It's like if they actually believe it, like yeah, the God put me to have a job to run country Sweden. They also be believing There's like, and if I do a bad job, God can take me out. See, if I don't feel my like obligation, I don't do the job well the guy gave me, it's like he could like curse me and take me out somehow. Uh, yes, it is. So anyways, it's interesting, okay? So it would be simpler back then, okay? You just had to be concerned about what the king uh, says goes and then stick to it and not have like all kinds of stuff. Now, I'm not saying you should go back to that. Now, here's the point. So back then, the Swedish king was the ruler, okay? One person ran the country. And they would have advisors, okay? Which means from like their fathers, see? So after like their fathers like died or like retired as a king, whatever that works, his son. A lot of times they'd be like aged advisors to work with his father, to be like transfer this guy, and be like a round table. Hey, I'm thinking about going to Russia, guys. And they'd be like, well, I think maybe wait until the spring, says one guy. No, I go, I don't like that idea at all. I think we should go to Russia. Things like this, like advisors, things like this. So, King Carl XII, a warrior king, possibly the greatest king Sweden ever had, as far as I'm concerned. There's other people in the rankings. But from getting into Swedish king's history, I'd say the one that stands out to me as in the one for the greatest would be King Carl XII. So he was a warrior king. It's hard as a man who's not a sissy, it's not respected like that. So I referenced previously a guy who was a man of war who fought in the army in America, show up in the clip. It's like, yeah, I fought in this war, it was pointless, some kind of scam, we got tricked or something like this. And these politicians send us like their softies is sitting home and comfortabilized and send a young man off to die in this innocence and be traumatized and injured. Okay, so that would be like an example. King Carl XII, or the opposite of that, what he's criticizing, what he's like tapping into what he's talking about, this sniper, Nicky Irvin, whatever his name was. Okay, it was like he's sitting, deciding he's gonna go to war Russia. He gets his armor on, his vest, gets on a horse, rides with his army onto the battlefield, and he's there on the battlefield. What I'm saying, that's the opposite of what this guy was criticizing. So. I ignore comments if the like count doesn't go up. So I see the comments, if you didn't click the like button, you don't get me to pay attention to your comments. I say I'm making a blur, I don't pay attention to your comments. Don't come in trying to get attention or answers or talk to me as I'm making content. I'm producing content. I'm not here to make friends. Yeah, I'm trying to make friends with you. Is that the title? I'm here, come be my friend. I'm making a video here. Content production. I'm not here trying to get along with you or spend time talking to people that are like narcissistic people that show up just leaving comments, want to get some from me, but I can't even give a like on video, okay? So it's like that irks me. That grinds my gears. People show up, hi Mike, great to see you. It's like they didn't even hit the like button. It's like, how about I put the chat on? Community moderation. Oh, okay. 20 minutes. These people have been subscribed 20 minutes while they're getting unsubscribed. They're getting blocked, okay? These trolls. Cyber stalkers. One block. Gaslighting. People pretending to be nice in the chat. Well, it's a form of gaslighting or some kind of psychological warfare. It's like mixed messages. It's like showing up in my chat. Hi Mike, good to see you. Heart emoji, thumbs up emoji, something like this. It's like it's 0 likes on the stream, and it's like 3 people in the chat pretending to be supporting me. But oh, I love the stream. Do you understand? It's some kind of psychological warfare. Hello, friend. Okay, you're not my friend. Okay. So what tells me if someone's a friend or not? If they act like an enemy, they're not a friend. So it's pretty simple. So if the behavior is enemy, I don't call them a friend if they call themselves a friend. So it's pretty simple. So anyway, back to what I was doing. King Carl XII, he was a warrior king. Okay, there's a lot of things to respect about that. I'll be looking into the history, it's interesting. So he died 36 in the heat of battle, or the cold of battle, more precise, if you go to the Celsius temperature in the air when he actually died. Okay, now see, you want to get technical, but before that he'd been injured on the field of battle. He was a warrior king back then. It's like if the Swedish king decides to go to war, and remember, like the simple is he ran a country. Now the royal house of Sweden fulfills mostly a vestigial symbolic function, meaning Still the king, the same title, same palace, same crown, same clothes, in some occasions possible, like the same, a lot of things, but not the deciding if you're going to war or not function. Do you understand? And like running the country, like a king comes out and back on the higher taxes everybody or something like this. That will be the power that all kings have. And it's not like people voting or something, it's like he decides what happens. It kind of simplifies the possibility. It's the point. So, King Carl XII, he suffered a defeat. Okay. And he's like, now I'm drawing a blank on it. What is it called? Poltava, yeah. At the Battle of Poltava, he suffered a defeat. Lived to tell a tale, didn't die in the last battle. So Sweden went on a conquest to like an aggressive war, okay, meaning not a defensive war. Went to go to war with Russia. And maybe the end point was like Moscow or something like this. The Kremlin, if they had at that point. Napoleon too. It's another guy. He's like, okay, I'm a general here, but we're getting Russia. We're getting Moscow or something. Okay, like it would be like a thing, I guess, as a goal. But like if you can get Russia, like we're really set. See, okay. So Napoleon entered into Russia. It's another warrior without being king. So basically, King Carl XII was Napoleon and a king at the same time, as like a type of person. Do you get it? I mean, he was the general, commander of the army, on the ground, and also the king of Sweden at the same time. So to describe it, would be like a mix of a king of a country, the guy who sits in a palace, royal, and special clothes and everything, and he's also a general on the battlefield with his troops. So he was like all in one, like a Swiss Army knife person. So he was a soldier, a king, and a general and a commander and everything else. Okay. So, he would go on the battlefield. So yeah, he suffered defeat at Poltava against the Russians, and they had redoubts. Okay, and there was like a defeat. There was a certain turning point in battle. It became clear that the Swedes were losing. That's the point. I might switch the topic from history, which I got off and enjoyed talking about more, like I got into that, to go back to hurt the gang stalking program. Because they hurt more the program about me getting more about gangs I was doing before. Let's go back to that at least for a moment. So, stalked by the feds Lisa, I count her as a fake TI. And I don't have to prove she's a fake TI. The issue is she's objectively a part of the problem. So she's helping to cover up gang stalking by minimization. That's her angle. The most common fake TI angle is the crazy talk. To throw a lot of crazy nutty stuff into the mix of talk about gang stalking. Space, reptilians, flat earth, brain chip implants, VTK machines, common talking points. More or less, some of these are common, some are more fringe. Her angle seems to be minimization, see, downplays. Like, yeah, you get to worry about gang stalking. And here's what gang stalking is. It's not the big deal, okay? It's like people go inside of your home to mess with you mentally. Strangers will act weird around you in public to stress you out, okay? Well, the real toy I've been getting is a war, sprayed with chemicals on that side. I got shot in the leg with a dart gun, possibly a CI dart gun. And I have permanent like nerve damage in my right calf from that. That's something that happened to me. I've been sprayed with chemicals by the program. Food poisoned several times, meaning having my food poisoned. Packages intercepted and contaminated with perfume that I'm allergic to, which is chemical warfare. That wouldn't be allowed in the Heart and Clear Water Geneva Convention. I mean, it's happened at least once I order something, and it arrives, I can see this sign of opening and resealing. Like, let's say an Amazon pack, and it has like brown tape around. Like somebody opened it and then resealed it with brown tape. And then as I open it, it's like rolling papers for my tobacco. and it smells like perfume. Like somebody stopped the package and said, open its fake perfume cologne inside of the bag and then close it again because I'm allergic to perfume. So they like destroy my whole day. That they open it with this perfume in there, I'm super allergic to it. So that's actually chemical warfare according to Geneva Convention. So now notice how when she brings it up, this text, yeah, they intercept my mail, open it, yeah, okay, yeah, I feel mess with, okay, yeah, they go inside the home, they went inside my home, they're just doing that to mess with you, see, they always give their hand away, yeah, so they've been inside my home, I can tell because my hair tongue is in a different place when I came home, if they go inside the home, yeah, they're just doing that to mess with you mentally, okay. Yeah, so beware of stalk by the fence, Lisa. She's a toxic TI part of the problem. I don't care. I don't have to prove she's a fake TI counterintelligence agent. I can show that she's a part of the problem. Her behavior shows that. There's a bite-sized piece, less than an hour. I got off the history trail because it's like what's her that proves me getting word about gang stalking and exposing the tactics of the state to cover this up. So I actually ended up being put in a cycle. That's not a serious thing to happen. And it all boils down to being a total state persecution. That's what take Mike. Short story, why do you get put in a psych ward? Taken by SWAT to psych ward. Because I'm a Christian taught with state persecution in Sweden, that's why. That's what it boils down to. So I can argue that with logic, meaning without anything spiritual, really. It's like, why would it make you more likely to be taught about a state if you're a Christian? Well, if somebody becomes a Christian, they're gonna more likely care about what's right and wrong. They're gonna be more likely to be brave and take a stand for the truth, risking persecutions, see, they're gonna be more likely to stand up for the God-given human rights if they're Christian and they know that they have rights given by God to them or something like this. Do you understand? So basically, more likely to become a problem to a evil state if you're a Christian. Being a Christian and living in an evil state, a lot of times you end up being taught by the evil state if you're a Christian. So here's the point. This is an in-between stream, impromptu, as most of my content is. It's very rare that I go live and I have more than like a vague outline. So I'm gonna go live talk about knife martial or something like this. I end up doing that for a short or long time. Now, I've been playing around with the idea of going live again on Rumble, from Rumble Studio, my laptop, to Rumble and YouTube at the same time, and do some Hollywood movie decoding. And we'll see if we get into that or not. But here's the thing, I'm a targeted individual. I'm a Christian, persecuted Christian, targeted individual, talking about gang stalking videos. And this stalk by the feds, Lisa is talking about gang stalking, but she's hurting the cause by how she talks about it. So toxic is toxic. If she's a counterintelligence agent paid to hurt the cause, or organically, that's not the most important thing. If she's part of the problem, she's hurting the cause, she's helping to cover up gang stalking somehow by her minimization of targeting. It's like getting ahead of it and controlling the narrative. See? It's like if you're the Illuminati, it's like they worry about gang stalking seeping out. We're not going to be able to keep this under wraps. So get, like the best way to lead the organization to control ourselves, that quote. Get like this person, make them big and have them be like the poster child that we control. But yeah, the gang stalking videos, here's what it is. Not that big of a deal, okay, basically. You hear talks like Mike reiterate about how the program is super serious and like they sneak inside the home and poison your food in your fridge. No. Gang stalking real. They go inside the home just to mess with you mentally. Okay. No. The program does cover entry targets. I've been warning targets about that and teaching how to make it hard for everyone to do that. Being an actually helpful leader, helping other targets to deal with the targeting. This Lisa is not available to the TA community as I am. I can hit it with that angle. Did you have her, if you're a TA, watch the top of Lisa, did she warn you about covert entry all these years? Like you have to learn about covert entry. One will sleep inside the home. And you can kind of poison your food contaminated with toxic chemicals, chemical irritants, bad stuff in there. So now you know how serious that is, which should give you the natural incentive motivation to adhere to this protocol. And here's how to set up a basic, effective security system that makes it a lot harder for the opponent to achieve covert entry, to be able to pull this off, this target tactic. Make it hard for them to sneak inside the home in your way and poison your food and your environment. No, she hasn't been making videos like that. Not to my knowledge. But I have. Has she been teaching about supplements that can help with tongue rhythm? I don't think so. Has she been warning about the program spraying chemicals on it with cars? I've been using Ted Gunderson's name to get word about getting stalking before I ever saw her do that. So she's copying some of my style, I see. So I've been referencing Sir Satsung and Ted Gunderson, former head of Los Angeles FBI. And you know what Ted Gunderson said? He became taught about the program himself after whistleblower. Become a whistleblower. He was poisoned with arsenic, I think it was. And he talked about one of the target tactics the program has cars that would like spy gadgets in them. And they can spray you with chemicals. So vehicular perp stalkers are targeting. Will drive past you and spray chemicals on, like gas you from cars. They have like devices that can like squirt toxic chemicals on it. If you own food in the car, doesn't matter. They can box you in and gas you from the vehicle. In effect. No, because she's part of cover-up. She's not mentioning that. She said, oh yeah, gang stalking, and she's only bringing up harassment. It's harassment. It's like narcissistic abuse harassment, pretty much. And then she actually brings up actual real targeting issues and downplays them and minimizes them. See? Yeah, covert entry. Just to mess with you mentally. Stalking by like strangers staring at you in public. It's like what I deal with is staged accident attempts in the target. That's happened to me during the years. People try to make me have accidents around in public. You understand how serious it is, the gravity situation. It's a war I've been faced with. I've been in a war here, and I'm a veteran of this war. And it's serious business. Do you understand? So, from personal experience, I've dealt with like, oh, she's minimizing it. Here's the real deal, what I've been dealing with is TI. I've been taught more than a decade, 10 years. I'm a veteran. This is a war, check. I've been in it, taught about it. Okay, I'm a veteran. What have I actually learned as a veteran in this war? Psychological warfare. The narcissistic abuse angle will be what? Psychological warfare, okay? So, if that's all, it's like, yeah, it'd be psychological warfare. That's a big chunk of the target. Psychological warfare. The destabilization of the target. The narcissistic abuse via proxies is what the CIA will call like psychological. It would be if it wasn't the talk of the CIA doing the skits and the different things they do, narcissist abuse tactics, you would have an accurate like, psychological warfare department. Okay, working with these stabilized target individuals with these tactics. Get assets around the target, have them communicate veiled messages to the target that are intended to intimidate, destabilize, gaslight, just basically like to hurt the target. You talk about psychological warfare. A dog by that name is a dog. If you call it, if the government pays people to do intense narcissistic abuse to you, that is psychological warfare. See? Okay. If the government pays people to do narcissistic abuse, they pay people to be flying monkeys, recruit people to fly monkeys. They're doing psychological warfare is what they're doing. Okay. And I'm not intended to be a part of the cover-up of my murder, okay? My slow murder, you see. I'm not going to have blood guilt as I want blood on my hands. If I perish from the targeting, God forbid, okay? I'm not, I haven't aimed to be like, to have been part of cover-up and like helped the government to take me out, okay? See, the state. If I could get sponsored by Rumble, they got 1770 something coffee. I saw it in the email. Rumble has some coffee brand sponsorship thing. Okay, if I could get the sponsor, that'd be great. I've been drinking all day in my streams. The real InfoWars, not the fake deal Alex Jones. It runs on coffee, caffeine supplements, alpha supermade vitality. And I like this live stream is brought to you. You're watching the InfoWar broadcasting live from Oxelösund, Sweden, Truth headquarters. Okay, host Mike Saha live. Okay, we brought to you today by our sponsors, Alpha Supermade Vitality. And unlike the fake deal Alex Jones, it's not a supplement I'm saying called Alpha. It's like you're looking at it. Here's the product, the Alpha Med Vitality. Okay, you're looking at it. Okay, it's not a tablet that comes in a. See, I'm not joking. I didn't pull out a head. Alex Jones, I've listened after this video back. Supermade Vitality, Alpha Male Vitality. I don't have a product to sell. I am the product. Okay, Mike side is super male. Alpha Male Vitality. It takes a lot of stuff to keep this going. Notice how the real deal. It's not always glamorous. Alex Jones, he's got a recording studio. He's got a Bluetooth earpiece with somebody in the control room too, okay? He's got a pacemaker and a backing track or something like this, okay? He's miming his live okay? Do you get the idea? It's not that quality. So here's the point. Alex Jones has a team of writers. He's got CGI people. He's got overlay guys. Possibly has a guy who's just managing the like on-screen graphic overlays. Okay, the type stuff. This is a guy who has the job to push a button and make some graphic appearances. He's got a soundproof boot studio. He's got 17 HD 4K cameras covering every angle. He's got like the microphones. He's got microphones. Okay. Okay, Alex Jones has microphone exposed. Okay, that's the angle. Alex Jones exposed. Guys got microphones, like red letters. Okay, and like a screenshot with a picture. You can get an angle where you can see the microphone. He's got a microphone. And then you do the Googling, do the white papers, Amazon, something. I found a model. Okay, and it's like it's $724. Chill. Okay, chill. Confirmed chill. Unreal. Okay. They know the guy. Okay. I need to get that to get him more water. Okay. So that's the point. Unreal something like this. What is his name? Yeah, so you get my drift. Alex Jones is the fake deal. I hate to I don't like splashing cold water on people. But this is the cold water being splashed on me, okay? See, the sauce. Okay, the sauce. Okay, here's another video. This is the level that you're not going to get to a lot of you out there. The baseline truth is too much for a lot of you sleep in the matrix people out there to receive. Now here's the next level before you even got it the first one. Okay, see, here's how the world really works. Decoding. We got one that can see. That's me. Okay, see. This world, and a lot of people are blind to this. Here's how the world really works. In this world, pop culture is loaded with hidden plain view truth, which is what cryptic messages, riddles. Okay, I can explain different ways. Riddles. Satan is a great counterfeiter. So when I've looked and I've studied these people for a long time, the Illuminati, how they operate, the MO. It's first of all, it's mimicking God. So if a crash course in Satanology, you don't have that course in seminaries. I haven't heard it marketed. You have Christology. Okay. Now, if you want to understand Satan, first of all, it's kind of weird if I'm a Christian, I want to focus on Satan in my studies. Think, read, talk about Satan for learning the Bible. Also, it's Satan-centric Bible studies is not what I recommend. Here's the thing. You focus on Christology, learn about Christ, and you are, as a side effect, learning about Satan. because Satan is diametrically opposed in nature and working to Christ Jesus. The thief cometh not but for to kill and to steal and to destroy. I am come that might have life and have more abundantly. Notice how Christ compares himself to Satan, or like contrasts himself. The thief is Satan. He comes to do this, and Christ is about the opposite. Satan is what? God is like, don't murder each other. I don't like murder. I'm God. I don't like humans murder each other. Satan is like working to get people to murder each other. The exact opposite, diametrical opposed. See? So you don't focus, you don't have to study Satan. You learn about God, his character, and by extension, you're learning the character of Satan. See? Because it's pretty simple. It's like the exact opposite. See? It's the exact opposite. So, notice how when Satan was, via his demons, having power over people, he made them sick and enslaved and losing liberty. There was guys like he'd been cast over it and over again. Some guy had some weird demonic possession. It was like he's been cast by the spirits, and they like somehow they hurt him physically. Because that's a lot of power, guy. Or somehow they can get him to end up physically hurt. There was another guy that was like a kind of from Samson, only like the Walmart knockoff, something like this. Where like they bound him with feathers, a demon possessed guy, not by the spirit of God, the Ruach HaKodesh. The Holy Spirit, I think it was possible that it was the Holy Spirit that was the agent that empowered Satan. The Spirit came mightily upon him. If it's not talking about the Holy Spirit in that passage, what Spirit is talking about? And the Spirit came mightily upon him. Okay. So the Holy Spirit in the Old Testament would come and go. Where like a Levitical priest, they could have a feeling, and then they could depart from them if they were doing bad stuff, but like God leaves them, see. So in the Old Testament, saints could be filled and lose the feeling, like the Holy Spirit could come and go. Whereas in this dispensation, you have a permanent seal. You believe the gospel, your body becomes a temple of the Holy Ghost permanently. And it's not like if you walk after the flesh, it's like now you don't have Christ in the hope of glory anymore. And your temple is not containing the Holy Spirit anymore. You don't have God in you, dwelling in you, in flesh and blood. God doesn't want a temple made with man's hands. So if you're looking for God, you don't have to find the right building and be like, God's got to be in one of these buildings with a cross on top of it. See, if a man is seeking after his creator, should they then not seek after living on top of this? So if a man is seeking, looking for God, walking around, it's like you open up a Bible if you're looking for God. You don't go like looking at like you gotta find a hidden room in some Catholic church or Mormon temple, something like this. There's the Ark of the Covenant. I saw God in this, like this. Okay. No, how this works is you read the Bible, believe it, and God makes your body a temple that he dwells in. See? Okay. So anyway, here's the point. Yeah. So Alex Jones, fake. Okay. Stopped by the Feds, fake. That's the folder I put them in. Okay. That if they don't fit in that folder, you gotta go to diet for this. It's not my problem. They're getting in there, understand? It's okay. So it's like, yeah. So here's the point. I'm a real TI. It's a war. Psychological warfare is the base of the targeting. Now, stopped by the Feds. She give you GameStop. It's basically, if you look at psychological warfare, light is what she's giving. That's GameStop. It's not that big. It's a big deal. Okay. Like me, it's like I'm kind of a big deal. Okay, I'm kind of a big deal over here. Okay, I'm kind of a big deal. All right. Are you getting it? Okay. So here's the point. Okay, here's the point. If you're watching this, you are the resistance. Okay, see, I'm a one-man band. I gotta do the radio voice, the script for my videos, the audio, everything, post edits, anything gotta be edited after the fact. That's all me. In real time, see, it's like a whole movie where I'm the director, the actor, the sound guy, the technician, the boom mic operator, the camera guy, camera operator. It's like angle 1, 2, everything. I'm running any angle there is to run. It's on me to run it. Okay. Sometimes I have 2 angles. When I have this angle, the phone, and then a laptop, it's like an alternate angle. Okay. See, it's like everything here. It's like, are you getting it? It's kind of like I'm doing it all here. Okay. That's how it works. The real deal Infowar is this. Not like, oh, it's in the studio. And Alex Jones drives like a limo comes, picks him up outside his hotel, like the Ritz Hotel, something like this. And there's some guy just a butler and with a powder wig carries him over the doorstep, something like this. He kisses him on the forehead, like throws him into the studio. And this guy's there that had service script hit for the next video. I just get the script like the morning news anchor. And it's like nice camera action. So you're watching it. No. This is a real deal. I'm actually dealing with the deep state time in between streams and in real time the machines too. Sometimes they have to work with as I take away an avenue of attack, which is like the interference running ability in this chat, real time interference or perception management operations. There's different ways to run interference. One way is to try to get me off track. So I'm in real time, I work off a script. See, I go live impromptu, ranting, I'm a truther, I'm the real deal. I go live on YouTube, I'm doing it, okay. And it's no script, okay. So it's like it's all in real time, which means the benefit of that, you create a spontaneous person. This creativity there. I saw a quote about evil is always banal, mundane, and boring, whereas truth is always like new and exciting and something like this. It's like if I look at my operation, it's like that fits to be better than anybody else is in here, like the good part of it. And I look at Rafi Garner's the sellout shell pastor, the radio station sellout in the daily movie. It's the same sermon, and that strikes me. It's like it's making the same sermon over and over again. It's always like Calvinism wrong, Arminianism wrong, salvation is by faith alone. Every time the same video, pretty much. Mundane, boring, monotone. You see, and the only mix is the delivery, like different suits in every video. See, it's like it's pretty much. I looked up videos, but like he's like a one-trick pony. Like the only video he makes is like salvation is by faith alone, once saved, always saved. And then make a 1 hour video of that every time, pretty much. Okay, so it's kind of boring. So anyway, that's the point. My point is this. Beware of the shelf sellouts, by the way. Rafi Cohn is a sellout pastor. Andy Woods too. Of whom I have warned him before, day and night, of whom be thou aware also. For they have done me much harm, understand, and greatly withstood my words, which are scriptural reproof, rebuke, and exhortations with long suffering for years, okay? And they have greatly withstood those words. Godly counsel, reproving the wicked, ungodly deeds, which these ungodly, wicked sinners, ungodly, have committed against the Lord and against his orders. So it's like, okay. Yeah. So it's like, whatever. Here's the point. My point is this. I'll be like, hey, you're still gang stalking over there. Okay. Still perping on me in your videos. Okay. Still perping while you're working. Still perping on me in your videos. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's like it's all fun and games perp while you're working. Yeah. It's all fun and games perp while you're working. It's not fun. Okay. Check the files, everybody. So what is the point? Here's the point. Some guys didn't get the memo. Okay. Some guys didn't get the memo. Rafi got to get the memo. It's like the fun and game starts at some point. God's gonna get your ass, Rafi. God's gonna get your ass, Rafi. So, anyway, that's the point. Yeah. So here's the thing. This is the real deal, okay? Here's what they don't want to know. I've seen people asking for Alex Jones back on Rogan podcast. Joe Rogan reinvigorated the Mike Sider Rogan beef again. Okay? It's official. I make it official. Joe Rogan reignited, rekindled the Mike Sider Rogan beef. Okay? He knows what he did. Okay? He knows what he did. Okay? You ask him, hey Joe, what did you do? And if you ask down, that's just a short sell. He's guilty. So if you're like, what to talk about? If you ask like that's not what to talk about, that's a good sign he knows exactly what to talk about. He knows what he did. Okay. So that's the point. Guilty until proven innocent. Okay, that's a joke. So that's the point. Yeah, so it's like this is the real deal. I'm in a war here, okay? I'm in a war. You know how in World War II they had people come perform for them to keep them in good morale, good spirits and affairs. The men were in good spirits were in this papers for this. There's a lot of them went into heaven and the fact. Okay. Once again, it's like it's all me here. I'm the one guy in the war here. I'm fighting it. And it's like anything for troop morale, maintenance, upregulation, that's all me too. So I have like, well, to boost my morale in this world where I'm isolated deep by enemy lines. Okay, outnumbered everything. It's like, well, varied food and intermittently some kind of tasty meal. Okay, and some kind of entertainment where it's like watching a movie or something like this. But here's the point. It's like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Okay. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Okay. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. That's the same. So all work and no play is not good, and all play and no work is not good either. I had like a 3 hour period in between streams today where I was goofy. I got self-reflective about this too. This is about the cold hard stuff. Was like I had like in bed, went to bed, I play on my phone, laughing at videos, watching videos, entertaining myself, looking at funny videos, giggling, and having a good old time eating some ice cream. Okay, and that got boring quick. So, is I feel like I got to get back to work. So, do you understand? It's like it's like the charm faded quickly of that, like the mindset that a lot of people kind of say default more than exception. It was like just like looking to have a good time. Okay. Like for a few hours, but it kind of faded quickly. But I feel like I gotta start getting work. Okay, I need a piece of work in front of me, start working it. And that's the video here. So we're back to work, serious stuff. So here's the point. Alex Jones fake. Okay, Stop with Lisa fake as far as I'm concerned. Joe Rogan, don't get me started on him. Okay, he's that no, no, that no. He's not a shill. Really. He's not a shill. It's kind of bigger podcast in the universe, not a shill. Okay. Biggest podcast in the universe, but not being a shill. Mutually exclusive. He's got the biggest podcast in the universe, but he's not a shill. Here's the point. What I talked about before. Reality. Here's how the world works. This is a blind spot to most people. A part of reality for themselves in. They see the same. Notice what God wanted to see. That's why I come in with discernment. See, to God is best words. Which I can do work like this. Where the average person sees Hollywood movies and posters and everything else that I see in this world, in the natural. But they don't end up making rumble streams like showing the hidden plain of truth. I watched this movie, this hidden truth in here, here's what it is. Because they can't see it. And you can go and break down why they can't see it, like the biological part of why they can't see it, the spiritual, the lack of will to see the truth, like morals, there's all kinds of angles you can go at this for. But the end, what matters is they're not seeing it. Okay. So, here's the basic fact you need to get. In this world, the deep state psychopaths that control this world from behind the scenes, which includes Hollywood and entertainment industry, Hollywood music industry, media, things like this, public schooling, mainstream everything. You can kind of be bound by the little money. Okay. Institute and maintain, it's like they got their hand in every pie, like the Al Pacino devil's advocate. Okay, like that. Like he's got his hand in every pie or something like this. They got their hand in every pie. Part of this reality is they will hide truth in plain view. So if they're doing something, and here's my border, if the Illuminati are doing something presently, currently, of major destructive impact / consequence, they will hide it in plain view. They will like let you know, they will hint at it, they will like cryptically convey it to you. Okay, and it's detectable, but most people aren't detecting it. If they're planning to do something in the future or major destructive impact consequence, they will alert, they will signal, they will hint at what they're going to do in the future that is major negative impact. If something's going to kill a lot of people, make a lot of people sick, take freedoms away, de-Americanize America significantly, substantially. I'm picking up what I said. They will like hide in plain view, cryptically. And how they operate is counterfeiting God. God communicated by riddles in the Old Testament, where Samson was a foreshadow of Christ, and it's like cryptically, and it's like a riddle in a riddle. So when God, the author of the Bible, was having Samson be a type of Christ, foreshadow of Christ, see, he communicated a riddle. See, what is riddle? Veiled kind of words of wise dark sayings, where it's like you say something and it's not immediately clear what the thing is. And it can take some decoding the riddle. You need to decode the riddle to be like, they don't see what it says, and then here's what it says. Like in World War II, where the Nazis had the Enigma machine, and the Allied code breakers were working to crack it. Because it's just gobble. But there is sense in there, okay? And if you can decode the signal, you can make sense of it. So this is how decoding works. So when I decode whole movies, so it's like I can pick up on the communication that we might have working into pop culture, and there's messages in there. It's like hey, we're going to do 9/11 in the future. I can look at 70s movies, 1970s, Die Hard movie. And so, here's the Illuminati going, hey, we're going to do 9/11 in the future. Say, oh, here's this other movie. We're going to do 9/11 in the future. And I can show you example after example. Now notice how I don't just walk the walk, I talk the talk. See, I make videos, not like one of these guys, I'm new to the Matrix, I'm entertained, need the Matrix. I got sunglasses on, I need the Matrix. No, I'm actually doing the work, see. It's like I'm like the day live guy, basically, is what the type of person I am. And then you can watch my Rumble streams, seeing the hidden plainly truth that you don't see other people seeing. Like no Cat Foreman movie, showing the hidden plainly truth there. Die Hard, 4/7/9/11, so on and so forth. Which is like actually doing the work, okay? So, anyway, here's the point. Most people are so deeply asleep in the Matrix that it's like they're not gonna wake up. Most pastors are complicit in keeping you blind and ignorant of Satan's devices, which means he has an advantage on you, maintains an advantage on you. Because you're more likely to fall victim to Satan's predatory agenda if you're ignorant of his MO, of how he carries out his agenda. It's like before Satan, where the satanic deep state murders a lot of people in America, the MO of the power hierarchy in the physical is to write little hints into pop culture before they murder a lot of people. Okay? So if you're a Christian in America, you're more likely to be murdered by them if you're ignorant of Satan's devices, of how these satanic people get the satanic schemes, devices. Where it's like we're gonna murder a lot of people in America, 9/11, and first we work in code references into whole movies. So you're more likely, Satan has an advantage of you if you're ignorant of his devices in the physical, spiritual. So you live in a physical flesh and blood world, and the Bible says that Satan is the head of the world system, the God of this world. See? So you don't want to like only look at the spiritual, only look at the physical. Another thing you didn't even get into yet is take your supplements, learn about supplements, which is what I've been teaching for free here on my YouTube channel. You could be learning about supplements, a lot of things about supplements and health fitness here. What is this on the top of health fitness for my team? This is vitamin C water with a B complex partially dissolved in there, hence the yellowish color to it. So this is vitamin C water concentrate. And when I made this, okay, I've been diluting it. I put a B complex in there, about 5 grams of creatine, and several grams of vitamin C. Now remember, that's concentrate, and that's unrecommended for other people, and I share my health fitness habits. Okay. So anyway, here's the point. There's a lot of things. Of these type of things, a lot of the, not like the history stuff that I'll get into, but the Illuminati, hidden plain view true stuff. Of these type of things, I have many things to say and hard to be able to see a lot of hearing, unfortunately. Okay. The average Christian, the average person in general, is dull of hearing. But I can speak the truth and like explain something. It's sufficient. Okay. Where a person that's not blind mentally would get the point. But for some reason, it's like people not getting it. See? So, that's one hell of a kind of promo for my upcoming God willing Rumble stream. I'll be showing you some stuff, and I'm not committing to it fully yet. I held myself to a personal vow, which I decided the other day I'm gonna do Rumble stream doing decoding. Okay, and then in between streams, like, oh yeah, I gave myself that task now I have to do it, and I get up and get in my chair, log into my computer to go live on Rumble, just to like check off the thing, okay? Because it's not good to be like making commitments to yourself or others repeatedly and keep failing at them. It's not good for you. It's not good, period. Like, I'm going to get this job done within 7 days, and then be like, you said you were going to get it done, you get it done. It's not good for your mental health. It's better to not make New Year's resolutions at all than to make them and fail to uphold them. But I'm going to start exercise. Like, let's say a fat guy is out of shape. It's like, it's New Year's. Like, I'm going to get exercise hours, do hour cardio every week, 2026 or something like this. And it's like week 1 he does it and week 2 doesn't do it. So that is not good for mental health. To make that commitments and then fail to uphold it. Like your conscience will be tormented if you have that. Okay. It's not like you had to murder someone to get the conscience. Just if you're like, I'm going to do this, and like you promise somebody, gonna like, I'm gonna make this video or something like this, and you don't do it. It's like there's some part of you. If you go to this like, I'm going to make a video in 24 hours, decoding a whole movie poster, and then it's like you stop feeling like it, and it's like you almost didn't get it. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna do this one 24 hours. I need to make that video. So if you don't do it, that's not good for you. It will make you feel worse about yourself. Yeah, so we had some of these cyber stocks in the chat upload. Sometimes it can be one agent, cyberstock agent, that has the job to show up and play games in the chat, log into like 3 stock accounts. Like a force multiplier, where they're like one government operative, and they have the job to pretend to be 3 people are in the chat playing a game. It'll be like one after the other, after the other, after the other. Like one guy goes in, writes his comment, switches to his next account, switches to the next account. I look at comments like the next thing most of the time. Most of the time it's not worth it. I'm live right now. There's a lot of people subscribed to me that call. You didn't get notification that I'm live right now. So we'll see if I can bang out that video before 22. It's 18, 19, 20, 1950 this week. See if I can get the decode with the starting point from 100 hours. I want to get it done before going to bed today. I should get it started pretty soon. So, I've seen other people do decoding movie to movie analysis, but none of them have done it like me. See, they definitely have a competitive edge and advantage. I found a channel called Collative Learning or something like this. Okay, it's kind of like the boring, basic Stanley Kubrick, what does the soup can in the corner mean? Okay, whereas I got unique decodes, that's called first of all. Okay, I'm making decodes, showing the hidden truth, making claims nobody else has made that here's hidden truth I saw in this movie, no conforming movie, and then proving the claim. See, remember we heard it first. I told you sugar and no conforming movie symbolizes substance sugar and its satanic psychopathic qualities. I also showed foreshadow of the pandemic in pop culture. I had a big shoot video like 2020 something. 2020 what? 2, 3, strong foreshadow of the pandemic in pop culture. So, certain things you want to get, certain truths, is like you have to find somebody that can find it, okay? So if you find my channel and you're interested in like knowing the truth that we might have hid in movies and things that are there that are deeper levels, no matter who put it in them, you found the right place, okay? The no conforming movie is fire, okay? Yeah, it's fire. See? So it's like I give it 3 flame emojis. My no conforming movie called as a word, like a on at home. Okay, like all the talk about the California movie to get a squeeze here and to sit folder is like quality. It's like so decoded, it's decoded, fully decoded. It's fully decoded. The reason I like to go, like, remember I heard it first because I've seen the system have agents do narcissistic identity theft on me. But they would get assistant shelf lines and start copying me and what I'm doing. After I start doing something, they get assistant shelf lines to jump on the bandwagon and get them to start doing it. After I started doing it, and then make them big, so they become known as the person doing it. See, if I start doing something, it's like they get somebody to start doing it, and then they blow them up. The system blows them up, and it'll be like they be known for doing this. Do you understand? Kind of like Nikola Tesla or something like this. There's a conspiracy to Tesla was supposed to, it's like they ripped off his like the light bulb or something. It's possible. It's like the ghost rider behind the light bulb. Supposedly according to some conspiracy watchers. I gotta fix this phone stream. I'm ready to go live on my laptop if I so choose. I'll show you this. Here's the desk, okay. Here's a clouded desk. I have everything needed to be able to go live on Rumble, decoding whole movies here. I even put a notepad here. Okay. I got liposomal vitamin C. Single-use napkins. Ethanol wipes. Okay. I got a Sharpie. Notepad. I got medical tape. I got Bluetooth headphones. I got boxing gloves. I got a roll of paper here. I got a mouse pad and a mouse. Okay, I got a laptop. I got everything needed. I got a gaming chair. So, it's a better video. The Illuminati keep trying to run interference with the Lord cyber stalking. I'm not allowing it. But their work is undeniable and will continue to be so henceforth. There'll be undeniable worked out. And they can try to run interference after the fact. Okay? They'll be on to the shady aftermath after the fact. I couldn't upload. I'll just drop F-bombs. Some of you guys have had a rough time period. I'm actually bad. I'm actually disastrously bad. Okay, that is, I put a little more tempo on it and it becomes better. But you know, you get the drill. You know the drill. I got birds in here. Okay, yeah. It's like the bird watchers got to that level. I've done bird watching before. Like, it's a different level when you're doing bird watching indoors in your home. You got birds in your house watching. Okay, see, there's a different level of bird watching. Once you go to the park and you feed the ducks and you throw like whatever bread to, look at the birds. Now it's a different level of bird watching. You got birds living in your house. You watch them. Okay. And if a man looks at this, there's in the eyes of a body. He must take heed that he does not himself become a body. And if a man stares at a bird, the bird stares back at him eventually. Okay. They get really nervous if you stand at the cage like this in the middle of the night. I'll tell you what, I tried it out. You just went stand by the cage like this. Staring at them. Okay. This talk like getting nervous. So here's the point, that's the joke. I gotta finish up. Get ready for me to go live if I do. If you want to catch me live, if I go live, get on my laptop, start recording movies. Get your popcorn and be ready because I might go live within 45 minutes.